Thank you so much. Your channel is just amazing. You were my main source of preparation. My TOEFL Home Edition was pretty good. The first proctor asked me to completely shut the curtains, and I was like almost in complete darkness. And then she told me to rotate my table. And when I finished, I submitted everything. I was like, yes.
Hi guys, welcome back to TOEFL with Juva. Today I talked to Eyal. Eyal just took the TOEFL Home Edition and he's going to talk about his experience today. Hi Eyal, how are you doing?
Hello, Juva. Hello, everybody. I'm very fine. And you?
Perfect, I'm fine too, thank you. Eyal, thank you so much for being here today. Many people wonder what taking the TOEFL is like, how they can prepare. So it's really great that you want to talk about that. First, tell us a bit about yourself. What are you doing and where are you from?
Okay, hello, I'm Eyal, 26 years old. I'm from Tel Aviv, Israel. I'm working in supply chain field, and I decided to take TOEFL test to actually enter a master program.
So you need the TOEFL for your master's applications, correct?
Correct.
You took the TOEFL Home Edition. What was your experience like?
Okay, actually, my experience, I didn't know in the beginning what should I take, TOEFL or IELTS. I start reading, and there are thousands of opinions. Of course, I read that you did the same, like you tried both of the tests. So did I, and I actually found that IELTS was kind of more complicated or like more elaborated and in academic topics. And I decided to go to take some easier path, let's say, why to do life complicated. And I decided to take TOEFL. Also, why I chose TOEFL was because I kind of got used to American pronunciation, a lot of Netflix. And here in Israel, Israel is very like American oriented country. And we have, a lot of communication with a lot of different people coming from all around the world, but mostly people speak in American accent, is an American style and words. So I thought that it was easier for me.
Okay, so you choose the TOEFL because you thought that it would be easier for you. What was your home edition like? How did you interact with the proctor?
Okay, home edition. Actually, I was surprised that something like that emerged, home edition for such an international exam. It's not obvious, I think. I think that Corona was a catalysator for this change. Home edition was perfect opportunity, while we were all struggling just with virus. I mean, just to be at home, to be in the atmosphere, to be less stressed about the equipment and about the place. My TOEFL Home Edition was pretty good. I mean, taking into account many different conditions I was in, yeah, I think it was pretty good and pretty simple and straightforward.
During the TOEFL Home Edition, how did you erase your notes?
Yeah, that was that was interesting because I used one transparency sheet, and actually I was wondering how can I erase my notes or do some notes so proctor could see me. And my transparency sheets, because when I'm writing on the table you cannot basically see it. And then in the end, when I needed to erase it, I didn't do it this way how it was shown. I erased them on the table, and then I realized that I should have done it this way. And I just showed the proctor that it's clean from both of the sides. I asked if it was okay or not, and I just continued. It was okay. In general, jumping back for the previous question, the interaction with the proctor, I had good interaction with. I had two proctors in the beginning, because I saw the name was changed somewhere in the middle of in between sections. The first proctor asked me to completely shut the curtains that I was not prepared to. I especially chose to do TOEFL in the morning hours. So my room is lacking, like my artificial light is not so good. So I was using the the sunlight to illuminate my room. But she asked me to shut the curtain. I was like almost in complete darkness. I was like, okay. And then she told me to rotate my table. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I was like, busy with moving stuff and rotating. That was a bit like, that threw me a bit for a minute, probably out of concentration. She also asked that the main entrance to the apartment should be behind my back.
Okay.
So basically, I have the door right over here, and she wanted to see it so nobody can enter or help me during the test. That was this. And one more point, I left my smartphone in the bedroom before the exam, and then the proctor asked me like, can you show me your smartphone? I was like, oh, it's actually in the bedroom, should I take it? She said, yeah, go there, bring it, show me it, and put it behind you there on the sofa. I was like, okay. I put it there, and then I sat, and then she asked me, where's your smartphone? And she was like, bring it back, like show that it's on the sofa. And I was like, okay, it's over there.
You had to comply with many checks and many regulations before
Oh yeah,
we were able to start.
oh yeah. Actually, I had also need to tell something to proctor, because I took test like a month ago, and maybe from the news, we had a kind of complicated situation here in the Middle East. We had like a short conflict, and exactly in the week of my TOEFL, we had like several missile attack, the rocket attack on several parts of the country, and night before we had this big alarm that we need to run to the shelter, and I was really afraid that it will happen during the test, because it's something that can completely throw you out of the concentration, and you need to to run and to hide yourself. And I told it to the proctor. I think she didn't get completely what I mean and what's going on. I just said, like, if something would happen, I would need just to leave the test. I was sure that my test will be canceled, but nothing happened, thanks God. And I just continued. And when I finished, I submitted everything. I was like, yes, that's done. I really like, there is a point that I think there are definitely several of probably students that take tests under the very force majeure events happening, in various geographical locations throughout the world. And I think that's something that TOEFL or IELTS organizations should be ready for, or they must have some guidelines for. I could not actually find any guidelines for this, but yeah, I was very worried that my test will be canceled in case of something.
Okay, so I assume that you would recommend people who take the test in such circumstances to always tell the proctor before they start their test that something like that might happen, right?
I think if it's recorded, if it's said, not everybody, of course, follows everything what's going on in the world, but I think if further there will be any appellation process or some inquiry request, so you can appeal with this that you said, and you notify the proctor.
That's definitely excellent advice. Eyal, you got a TOEFL score above 100. Congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
did you prepare to get such a high score?
Actually, thank you, Juva. You were my main source of preparation.
Thank you.
That was, I was like many other people when I decided that I need to take tests, and I start researching how can I prepare myself. One point, you can speak English, and the other point, you need to take tests. It's totally different thing. And I start, looking in different platforms like EDX or like on YouTube even, where I found you. And when I saw the type of material and the type of the schemes that you propose in, I was totally sure that I don't need anything else. I need just follow your guideline. Really, it was like totally on point. And yeah, I'm very thankful for concentrating me on something that I really need and like on point.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad the videos were helpful to you. And that's exactly what the channel is for. It should help you guys and show you that preparing for the TOEFL is definitely a challenge, but that you can do it. And I mean, you showed that you can do it. You got such an amazing score. So that's really great. Eyal, was there a task on the TOEFL that you found really hard?
I think many of people would agree with me that writing could be the hardest part for us today. I think these are implications of modern lifestyle that we use, short messages, and we don't really write as probably our parents used to. And even emails, today we don't really write full sentences. When I came to this part, I realized that, oh wow, I don't know a lot of linking words. I need to learn them. I need to know how to express the same idea in various points through different words. That was the hardest part. This hardest part was also reflected in the, let's say, lowest score that I got in the TOEFL test. But yeah,
in the end, you managed to do it, right?
Yeah. I think it was not that bad. It was. I think I lost a lot of points, especially in my spelling mistakes, because I do thousands of spelling mistakes. I think English is actually not that easy language when it comes to spelling. It's very complicated, compared to German or any other languages where you write almost the same way how you hear the word. And English is a total disaster for me, because like I have like Grammarly always correcting my spelling mistakes everywhere, but yeah, not in time.
Which task was the easiest for you?
Definitely audition, the listening task. Yeah, I think because of thousands of tons of Netflix I consume. So yeah, that definitely improved it.
Okay, so you were used to listening to English, and this is what made it easier for you to cope with TOEFL listening.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Eyal, how did you feel immediately after the TOEFL?
Relieved, I was thinking, I was sure that I did not that bad. I was sure that I would cross some target that I set myself like around, like I needed not that high score, I needed like 87. I was sure that I crossed it, but I was not sure how much I would receive. But then I had an immediate relief. I was like, yeah, I went out, I drank coffee. I was happy to start my day. That was an unusual way to start it. I did the TOEFL really early in the morning, but yeah.
Okay, so in the end, happy ending, yeah?
Exactly, happy ending.
Yeah, thank you so much for this interview. Thank you for providing an insight into what taking the TOEFL is like. And I wish you all the best for your applications.
Thank you so much, Juva. Thank you again for everything you do for a lot of people. I beg, I'm not the only one. And your channel is just amazing. And all the materials you prepare, they are great. They're just, there, and they are just in a point, and 100%. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.